Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamastu. It's a great fortune that we have been able to sing his powerful name in his powerful shine in appreciation in adoration of this grace, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. And for the rest of the day, we shall continue to offer the Seva lotuses as well. What more do we need? Any action done in the name of God and for God, by God through us, is the only fulfillment. It is the fulfillment in itself. There is no other fulfillment. That is how we have to work. That's what Bhagwan taught. That your very bhakti, your very chanting the name is in its own fulfillment. And your very seva, offering your every action, is its own fulfillment. Do not expect any more fulfillment. If there is, then it is the responsibility of God to do that. As I used to say repeatedly, that Bhagwan, the very first time, told me not to ask for anything, not even self-realization. So we have to continue the seva, the sadhana, without any expectation from God. That would be the highest sadhana. Now, in our everyday life, we find that people understand everything according to their nature and their intelligence and their own collection of experiences. And because of that, there is often bound to be enmity. People misunderstand each other. They don't understand the true import of any statement, in what sense anything is being said, is missed out. And what matters is what people make of it, according to their own nature and their own experiences. Now here in the ashram, many times people come, even the newly married people. After some time, a month or two, they have a very sad story to say, that there is so much misunderstanding between the husband and wife, between brothers, between father and son, and so on. Now, why do these things happen? Here is a story as told by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. That is how everyone judges situations and people according to their own temperament and nature and experience. There was a man who was lying on the roadside with eyes closed. A thief happened to pass by, and the thief at a distance thought, oh, this man should be a thief, like me. Probably he had worked very hard the whole night. Now he is totally exhausted. And he just fell down completely out of exhaustion, unable to move. Maybe he even passed out. And then he thought to himself, oh, the police would soon be after him. And what if the police arrives here? I had better leave this place fast. Otherwise I would also be caught. And he ran away. And then a drunkard happened to pass by, and he thought, oh, this man must have had some other strong drink, stronger than what I'd Now he's totally out. And then he told himself, he thought to himself, oh, I am better than him. I'm still able to walk. And I must see that I walk back to my place without stumbling, without falling down like him and pass out. And then, after some time, a Mahatma came, and as soon as he saw this one lying on the roadside, he knew instantly that was the samadhi of a great soul. Immediately he ran to the Mahatma, and without disturbing the samadhi state, he began to press the feet of the Mahatma gently. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, just see the one scene, but how people think differently, how they understand. This is what happens when somebody says something, the other one misunderstands. He doesn't know what the true import of the statement at all. It's only what he makes of it. And so there is so much fight and enmity, disharmony. I heard another story somewhat similar to it. There was a park, and there were just 2 or 3 people sitting on different benches with closed eyes, trying to meditate. Now, when each one was trying hard to be absorbed in themselves, a father and son happened to pass by. The son was only about 10 years old, and the son suddenly shouted, "Father, Father, see those grass. Are they not green? How green they are!" "Yes, my son, they are green. They are so beautifully green." And then suddenly this boy looked at the sky and shouted, "Father, look there. The sky is so blue." "Yes, my son, the sky is very much blue." And then again, the boy looked at some flowers, violet flowers, and he said, "Look there, Father. Isn't that beautiful, violet flower?" "Yes, my son. It's so beautiful and it's violet." Now this man who was trying to meditate got completely irritated. He thought the conversation would stop soon and they would pass by. But then they seemed to go on, and they had stopped there, and they were discussing so loudly. So this man opened his eyes, the meditator opened his eyes, and then shouted at them. He said, "Hey, what are you doing here? Can't you see that we are all meditating? Why should you talk so loudly? And you are only talking about silly things." And then he used some harsh words. The father turned to him with eyes filled and said, "Sir, please forgive us. I'm so sorry I got carried away. My son was blind, and then the doctor had done some operation, promising that he would get back his sight. Now, true to his statement, my son is able to see. It's a new-found eyesight for him. So he is very excited, and he also wants to make sure that whatever he sees is right. Whatever color that he is able to see is the right color. So he was making sure that what he said, what he saw was right. So in the new excitement of his eyesight, I also got carried away. Please forgive." Now the meditator was taken aback. He knew that he had jumped to conclusion. For him, because he was struggling to meditate, everything was an irritation. That he knew, that he judged things just by the appearance. Appearance can be very deceptive. Now, why I discuss all this is how we jump to conclusions, little realizing that the import of what others say could be very different from what we understand. We must give them the benefit of the doubt. This is how the misunderstanding starts, and then it keeps building up, and finally, a thin rift becomes a chasm. So, this is a story that tells us that we should not rush to conclude and think that whatever we have understood is the right thing. If we understand this, that the truth could be very, very different from what we have understood, there would be no disharmony at all. And yesterday, I missed out on a point which I would like to complete. I was saying how a rock of 1 kg, when kept in hand for a second or two or for a minute or two, could feel light and not heavy at all. But the same rock of the same weight should be held in a hand for 1 hour or 2 hours. Then the hand would begin to ache, and the hand would feel heavy. But the same rock, when held for the whole day, you can imagine what would happen to the hand that held. It could even become paralyzed. So the weight of a rock is not in its true weight. It is how we feel about it, how long we hold it. Now, I remember a particular incident that happened when Bhagwan was giving darshan in the dining hall way back in 95 or 96. Somebody had brought a sceptre. That is, Bhagwan used to have a stick in his hand, and many people know about it. Just as the gods, Hindu gods, you would see one hand would hold a japamala, and another hand would be a blessing hand. The third and fourth would hold some weapons. They are meant for the evildoers. Likewise, Bhagwan also used to hold a stick, a coconut shell, and a hand fan. Knowing that some devotee had brought a well-decorated stick which looked like the sceptre of an emperor. So Bhagwan was very happy when he saw that. He took it from the hand of the devotee. He held it in his hand, went round the whole audience 2 or 3 times, holding it high. He was blessing them through that. And then he came to the dais, handed it over to me, and said, Devaki, you hold it. You hold it in your hand. So I took it from his and then held it high. In the beginning, it was very light. But after some time, after an hour, the hand began to ache. It was very difficult to hold, and I was losing concentration. And my mind was returning to the ache. Then Bhagwan completely ignored me. He would not say, put it down, nor would he say, continue to hold. It was up to me. Then I knew that he asked me to hold it and I had to do it. And an hour had passed. My hand was aching. Now, how to keep it up? Then I suddenly remembered he didn't say anything about the posture of my sitting. So I slowly raised my knee up to my hand. Now the hand that held the scepter was supported by the knee. Then it was strong, it was no more heavy, and the ache also disappeared, so I could hold it all through the darshan till the end. And Bhagwan took it from me with a smile. I knew he was testing my stability in the first place and also my resourcefulness. So now then I understood that any situation, when it is supported by the divine name or the remembrance of the divine, would feel different. It would not be so difficult at all. This I missed out yesterday, so I thought I would complete it. Now we shall offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Bhagwan, we beg you, for that's all we can do, and we do it a million times, for your immediate divine intervention to change the attitude of the whole world. It's the world of violence, and so many violent incidents we come to hear, which is very frightening and sickening. It's all because of the misunderstanding. Then a disharmony starts, which would end up in violent fight. You are the cosmic controller, as you had sometimes declared openly. We beg you, Bhagwan, to bring in peace, unity, discipline, control, and harmony into the lives of people, so that people begin to live a dharmic life with remembrance of God's name. Otherwise, they would live any way they like and create a philosophy of their own to justify what they are doing. And again, out of the two violent wars, one is temporarily stopped with the, and let's hope that it will continue. There's a truce now and exchange of hostages. And Bhagwan, we beg you to bless that so that peace be prevalent. And please stop the other war also. And bless the whole world so that there will be no thought of war at all among the countries of the world. We also beg you to keep under control the sudden attacks of those killer diseases and the violent furies of nature and those devastating accidents. We beg you again to uproot all the negativities of the human mind, the asuric thoughts which are responsible for today's world of violence. Whichever country people belong to, whatever religion they have embraced, they cannot escape the law of karma, which is precise, relentless, and unsparing. With the result, they all fall into some suffering or the other without help or protection. But then, above this law of karma, there is the costless grace of God. So let's appeal to His compassion and generosity and beg Bhagwan to reach out to all those people all over the world who are suffering such agony without help, without any support or protection. We also beg you, Bhagwan, to protect all those unselfish people who have been working hard for the welfare of the others from unworthy, unhealthy criticisms and aspersion. We again beg you to promote the economy of the country and the growth in varied fields of activity, right from science and technology to spirituality, so that India would reach that high status of world teacher to conduct the whole world in the path of Dharma. We pray to you, Bhagwan, in all earnestness and sincerity for ceaseless and joyful chanting of your powerful name, an unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings so that we assimilate it and make it into Atma Shakti. Please bless us all to be only sattvic instruments in your hands and not rakshasic. Please bless our everyday life so that we run it as an offering to you and not be caught by the snares of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state of being, the state of bliss and peace, the state of pure awareness of yours. But then we know that we need to be purified. Our minds are, at the moment, full of the residual latent tendencies of our past karmas and worldly desires and attachments. So what happens? The mind falls into the pit of this vicious fear, vicious anger, and fiery words of abuse, jealousy, vengeance, and passion and sorrow. The last one is so common that many people who come here report, almost every family, there is someone fallen into depression and is taking medicine and counseling. It has become so common as seen, especially among the youths of today. What a pity. Why? Because despite all the blessings we already possess, by God's grace, we compare ourselves with other people and feel that we lack in something and start grumbling. And like I said, the rock held for a minute or two would still feel light in spite of its weight. But the rock which is held for one whole day, the same weight, 1 kg, it would begin to press hard, and the hand may even become paralyzed. So like this, the thought, a negative thought repeated again and again and again, despite all the blessings, will begin to press hard, and the mind would fall into depression and medicine. But Bhagwan, your divine declaration that the divine name is a very powerful weapon against our past karma. It's capable of destroying even the vasanas, the latent tendencies of the mind which have resulted from our past karmas. We take refuge in your powerful name and seek your blessings for our early purification. And wherever we live in this world, whatever work falls into our hand as our duty, we know they are your work, and we should be able to do it as seva to you, joyfully, without any unhealthy competition or jealousy, so that every one of our actions will become our Atma Shakti. Please bless us to practice acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow. It's based on our karmic account, and it happens by your will. Since it comes from your will, it has got to be a blessing. It may be a blessing in disguise, but it's definitely a blessing meant for our spiritual transformation, for closer kinship with God. So let us learn to look upon every adversity as a definite blessing from God, meant for our spiritual growth. So it's a greater blessing. And when you believe so, after a little time, it would show, the adversity would show how it is a blessing. And every adversity, every negative happening at the end would turn into higher wisdom, which purifies the heart, and God's power begins to reflect there. Bhagwan, we beg you to bless us all so that we will always be grateful to you. And we also beg for your powerful blessings to reach all the species of the cosmos so that they be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths, the root cause of which is ahambhav, the utter selfishness of I and mine that rule all our lives. Bhagwan, please uproot this ahambhav and promote Atma Bhavam so that we all be blessed with that immortal life, that eternal living in you, eternal living in merger with you, or eternal servitude in surrender to you. You, that supreme, eternal divinity. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.